Good morning. It is Tuesday, July 9th, 2024. Back here for Daily Shakeup number 918. And today I want to talk about one of our favorite pastimes, and that is assumptions. We love to make assumptions. We say we don't, and we all know the saying, when we assume we make an ass out of you and me. We all know it and to some degree believe it, but we just don't practice it. Our lives, our interactions, our relationships, certainly our leadership is so influenced, typically negatively, by our tendency to lean towards assumptions. In fact, what's really interesting is the way we rationalize assumptions. And one of those I put great in quotes, rationalizations is the idea of making reasonable assumptions. So someone will say, well, no, it's a reasonable assumption. In fact, I was recently integrally involved in a situation where some people in the conversation, in this interaction, clearly made assumptions. But their response was, yes, but it was a reasonable assumption. And somehow, because it's reasonable, it ceases to be an assumption. But the reality is it's still an assumption. It just may be more reasonable than others. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's accurate. And what's going on here is there's a form of avoidance or hiding. We are unwilling to have conversations because what's the simple solution to minimizing or eliminating assumptions? Ask. Have a conversation, reach out, talk to someone in some form. I suggest doing it where we can actually talk to them, not just in writing, whether it's email or a text. But whatever it is, communicate, ask the question, stay curious. We default to assumptions for two reasons. One is they're easy and it's lazy, and it allows us to avoid a conversation and whatever story we've made up about those conversations and why we're hesitant to, why we're afraid to, why we're resistant to them, whatever it is. The other thing is assumptions are about making us right. We have a belief, and it's largely influenced by things that are not facts. It's not data. But we want to be right. And we say, oh, I'm not attached to being right, but we are. And then we make assumptions. And then when the assumptions turn out to be either off or create some sort of disconnect or blockage in whatever we're trying to achieve, then we go, but it was a reasonable assumption. It's still an assumption, folks. So take a look inside. What's driving you to lean towards assumptions? Where are you making assumptions, but treating them in your mind as if they are facts? And why are we not just reaching out and asking the question, staying curious and saying, rather than assume, I'm going to find out? Wouldn't that be an interesting new approach to leadership? Yeah, that's it. Have a conversation, find out what's really true as best you can, and leave the assumptions behind, even if reasonable. That's it. Have a wonderful Tuesday, and I will see you back tomorrow.